Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Benchwarmer Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Raffi, and as always, joined by Theodore and Davian. Boys, the World Cup begins on Saturday, actually Sunday. I just can't wait. I'm so excited for it. We all know the very corrupt stuff that's going on, and we just want to say that we are very against it. We are very anti-World Cup. What's up? You're going to pay for my college tuition? We'll talk later. Anyways, we're going to be talking about why the World Cup is the greatest thing ever and why everyone should watch it. I'm being flown out to Qatar at the conclusion of this podcast and recording some great videos. So you guys are going to want to watch that. But boys, how are you guys doing today?
Better than the tents in Qatar, that's for sure.
Better than the accommodations as well.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Look, the headlines coming out of this World Cup are insane. You know, the fact that we've had this build-up for years of, 2 workers are dying a day for this thing to happen. And, now all the activist stuff, the rights, now you can't even buy beer at the World Cup.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
But hey, if you don't report the deaths, did they really die? Did anyone go missing? That's just a random question for you guys to mull over.
Interesting question.
Absolutely.
Questions.
So
maybe you'll find the answer to.
Questions that don't really have answers.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's get right into it then. Let's just go group by group, and we're gonna give our top 2 who do you think's moving on, and just give a little bit of breakdown. We will start off with Group A, which Mane, the big guy for Senegal, Theodore is a big fan of him, we've just heard as of yesterday will not be playing for Senegal. Huge blow. I had very high hopes for Senegal. I thought they were a very underrated team, could make some noise. So I'm a bit disappointed by that. So right now, I have the Netherlands coming in first, and then I now have Ecuador being second. Very young team.
Yeah.
I think they're very hungry as well. And again, I thought Senegal could go on a run this year, but unfortunately, without Mane, I just think that just might be a bit too much for them.
They still might be able to win a game or two and then tie Ecuador and then somehow get in on goal differential, but I agree with having Netherlands first, Ecuador second. Sadio
Mane has been one of my favorite players ever since he carried my team on Dream League Soccer years ago. Absolutely love him. Once I actually started watching him as a player. A huge blow for Senegal, a team that really could have made some noise. Netherlands, clear-cut best team in this group. Number 2 is not going to be Ecuador. I think Qatar gets...
Oh, come on.
Well, if the reports are true that they're trying to bribe Ecuador to throw the home opener, then they might just be able to get the second spot.
Yeah, right? Look, any kind of referee thing, environment thing, etc., is all in Qatar's favor. Do they have a good team? No. Have any of us even heard of any of their players? No.
Mm-mm.
Who is their coach? I don't know. But look, the environment that they play in, it's just so none of these other teams know what to expect. I just really think early on in this tournament, Qatar will surprise some people and get past a beatable group.
Qatar losing this first match, their home opener, would be the first team to lose their home opener in all World Cup. Even South Africa didn't lose their match. They drew versus Mexico in the 2010 World Cup. So that's something to keep an eye on. Once again, it makes sense why they tried to bribe. They also have tons of money. So we'll see what happens. But for me, it's Netherlands and Ecuador. Moving on to Group B, which I think we all can just say that we don't have any bias or anything going in this group. The social, economic, whole melting pot is in this group, and I am all for it. Davian, one of the future politicians of the United States of America, I'm sure he just loves reading in all of the news stories that could potentially come of this and the past history between all these countries.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of just leaving it right there for us to see.
The geopolitical situation in Group B.
Right. If you're watching the TikToks, you will know that I picked the United States of America, winning the group.
I'm not going to wear Ohio State. Come on.
I don't think so. I am going to go... No, I'm going with the United States. We're going with the United States at number 1. I think then at 2 we have Wales, followed by England and Iran. I think that Wales is a underdog team. I think Wales is just a team that's just going to be a pain in everyone's butt. I think Wales might just steal 2 points from England, and they might just draw based off that. And then I think the USA can handle their business. But Iran is another team where it's just they're also 16. All these teams, if you had asked me who was winning the group in April, I would have said England. But you just look at some of their past games. They lost to Hungary. They got lost like 4-0 of late. They got relegated in the UEFA Nations League just recently. They have not looked good, and I know the United States haven't looked good either. Iran's actually looked good of late with some of their recent friendly matches, but I think it's pretty wide open of who can win this group. Again, you asked me in April, it's England, but right now, just with how England's been playing.
I actually, Raffi, I have to disagree with you. Simply because I have England finishing first. I've looked into more about the American team and the squad itself, and who, like, especially recently that they like picked out the whole entire squad and who's playing. I feel that given the poor coaching that the American team has, and the abysmal showing against Japan, losing to Japan and then tying with Saudi Arabia in the friendlies, I think I have to go England first, America second. I could even see Wales beating out America. Honestly, this Wales team is actually, I do agree with you, it's underrated.
MLS legend Gareth Bale plays for them.
Yeah, Bale plays on there, of course. I also think the Iran team is a bit, I don't think they're underrated to the point of like, oh, they're going to get into the group stage. I think they're underrated to the point where they're going to make some noise in this group, and they could easily, maybe they draw with England somehow magically, right? And then America comes out first, but at least on my Fox Sports $1 million bracket, which hopefully I win, I put down England first, America second.
Yeah, I think you can go either way. Another thing I just want to mention as well, the United States have been dealing with the injury bug of late, so that's another concern for the United States. They've obviously lost some guys on the back end, and you don't really know who's going to be scoring the goals for them, so that's obviously a concern as well.
Right.
And then Iran also, just want to mention this, 1-1 versus Senegal in their last friendly, and then they beat Uruguay 1-0. Obviously, some of these you have your full team. Some of them you're seeing if anyone can make the team. So you can take these with a small grain of salt, but once again, good games nonetheless from Iran. And once again, I'm picking the United States because I'm very biased and I love the United States. But I completely get if anyone says England, Wales, you can make an argument for Wales or Iran if we're going full-on chaos. I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
Well, I think this comes down to you got 2 really struggling teams in America and England. It's just, I think I trust this English squad to turn it around when it matters more than the American squad. Because the Americans, I love the talent. I'm really excited to see what this team can do down the line in 2026. I just haven't seen enough to suggest that they'll turn it around right away. Whereas, look, these England players just were in the Euro final 2 years ago. It's just, I feel like I can rely on them a little more to, get it together and get the 4 points they'll likely need to move on.
Yeah.
So the U.S., I think, will kind of stumble, and that'll allow Iran to pull through. Could just easily beat Wales. I got a good feeling about this Iranian squad. Climate, the other big thing here.
No, seriously, it's not even that hot. It's winter now. If this was in the summer, fine, I agree with you. But this isn't the winter. The temperatures in Qatar are the same as they are in basically everywhere else.
Let me just say that real quick. Host continents have tended to win the World Cup. They have a higher chance of winning the World Cup. So Theodore's take is not as bad as one might seem. And if a team is going to win, it's Qatar because they rigged it. But if there was a realistic team that could be under the radar, you could throw in Morocco. I'm sorry, Morocco's in Africa. My apologies. But you can throw in Iran as probably the best team in the Asian continent.
Although, don't forget, of course, Saudi Arabia is going to make a run in this tournament, right?
You mentioned Saudi Arabia, which just so happens to be in Group C. This might be the last one for Leo Messi, so obviously there's going to be a lot of people picking Argentina to go far. I want to mention Argentina real quick, though, right after I get into saying who the other teams are in my picks. So Mexico, Poland. Mexico has just been not good. They drew recently versus Guatemala, 0-0. Drew versus Jamaica, 1-1. Lost to Paraguay, 1-0. And also have a 3-2 loss versus Colombia, where they came back but got booed out of the stadium by their fans. I believe they were playing in Texas, I want to say, or they were playing in the Rose Bowl. But regardless, Mexico has been really bad of late. Yeah. I have Mexico being the third team. I have Poland with Lewandowski getting the second spot. I just think that it's Poland. I just think that Poland's just playing better than Mexico, and they're going to make it on. I also want to mention, and I know Theodore is going to be a bit upset that I steal his stop. Theodore's going to be a bit upset when I steal his spotlight, but I just want to mention as well, Argentina, it's not just Messi. They have a very complete team this year, and they could definitely go on a run this year, just because it's not Messi they're obviously their play driver, but I mean they have so many other talented players now on their roster in comparison to years past.
Yeah, look, Argentina, absolutely loaded. I would be absolutely shocked. I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't even get 9 points out of this group.
Yeah.
7 at the absolute minimum. 7 at the absolute minimum. They're going to be really good here. Mexico and Poland's tough. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. Lewandowski, hands down, best player on the two squads. I think top to bottom, Mexico's a little better. It's really, really close, though. So you see this? This is a quarter. I'm going to flip it right now. Heads for Mexico, tails for Poland. We'll see which team is moving on. And that was a terrible flip. It really was. However, it did land on heads. So, Mexico, congrats. You're moving on.
We now know, though, if we ever get chosen to do this,
I'm never trusting Theodore with anything ever again.
We all know that at least they're going to be me or Davian doing it. It's not going to be Theodore.
Remember, I also had to try to keep it on camera, so I was battling some stuff there.
Okay.
I am never trusting you again, Theodore. Ain't no way, bro. Are you gonna leave? Do you do that with everything in your life? Do you just let's flip a coin? Heads I do it, tails I don't.
I watched The Dark Knight a couple days ago, so I'm in that mindset.
He fumbled the coin like Daniel Jones fumbling the ball with nothing.
Which has happened Grand Total
Davian, what are your picks for Group C?
Group C, I got Argentina, Poland. Nothing. I think Raffi, you covered it really well. I got Argentina, Poland, and let's move on to Group D.
Awesome. Let's get into it. So we will hop into Group D, which is headlined by the 2018 World Cup winners, France, followed by Denmark, Australia, and Tunisia. I have Denmark going first. I was really with how Christian Eriksen went down and how Denmark rallied in the Euro really stood out to me. I think they're very underrated. I like this team a lot as a dark horse. A lot of people have them as a dark horse, which concerns me, but I have Denmark winning the group. France, I have second, followed by Australia, then Tunisia. One stat just for you guys. The reigning champs have really struggled in the World Cup since 1998. From 1998 to 2014, the winner in the following World Cup has not made it past the group stage. I wanted to make sure I said that stat correctly. I didn't bobble that. So Germany have recently missed out in 2018, 2014, Spain. I don't even think made the World Cup, so it has been rough for past winners. Obviously, you win the World Cup, which is all that matters, but something to look out for. But I just think with Tunisia and Australia, neither of those teams are going to really challenge France. Or it would have to be so rigged for France to not make it out of the group stage.
No coin flip needed here for me. France and Denmark. Australia hasn't won a World Cup game, I think, since 2010. Tunisia, just nothing special there. I think this is the most clear-cut group probably in this.
Tunisia can make some noise. I just don't think that they really affect anything. But I agree with you, Theodore. I will say this. I kind of disagree with Raffi. I mean, I always thought Denmark first, but then I talked to some people and they're like, look at France is insane in their front. Yeah, their forwards are Benzema and Mbappe. There's nobody. They're two of the best duos out there. Really, I don't see really Denmark being able to stop them. Denmark is very good on defense, but it's Benzema and Mbappe. I mean, really, I don't. Maybe they draw and then it goes into goal differentials, but even then, I see France beating out Denmark upon there. But I'm glad we both agree. We all agree, at least, that Denmark and France are the ones coming out.
I just wish that there was a way that we knew who was better between France and Denmark. I wish they played each other. Oh, wait, they did play each other. They played each other twice in the past 5 months. And you know who won both those games?
How many times did they play?
It was the Danish. They won 2-0 and 2-1.
When?
Over the past 5 months in the UEFA Nations League.
But that doesn't mean anything because Mbappe was probably out with PSG. Like
no, it was over June. It was June, July. So this was during the off season. So
okay, well, like still, those players don't play.
All I'm saying is keep an eye out for Denmark. That's all I want to say.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you that they could win the group, but I just don't see it.
Moving on to Group E, we have the 2014 and 2010 World Cup winners in Germany and Spain, Costa Rica with Navas, who's just been amazing of late, and Japan, who's always just an underdog team as well. I have Germany winning the group. I have Spain coming in second. Forecast, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe Spain is better than Germany, low-key, and maybe Germany just gets a better hand in the group stage.
Yeah, I see Spain coming first, Germany second. I think that Japan comes back to really haunt Germany. I think Japan, they made noise last World Cup. They kind of like shocked. Or was it Japan or South Korea? I know that it was one of those. It was one of the teams. Okay, so I know it was one of those Asian teams that it kind of like shocked Germany. I think that Japan kind of
goes on with not the empty netter.
I think Japan follows the footsteps of South Korea and just kind of shocks them with like a draw, and that causes Spain to end up winning the group. But I have Spain, Germany in this group.
Yeah, David, I'm going to take what you said one step further. First of all, Spain, really high on them. We'll be talking about them later in the pod. I really like this squad. Germany, they have the talent. They have a lot of the names. They have some talent. They have some players from 2014 still. I just gut feeling about this team. I think we're in for more disappointment. Japan, I think, straight up beats Germany and gets the second spot moving on to the knockout stage.
Very interesting. Moving on to Group F, Belgium, Croatia, Canada, Morocco. One thing I'd like for Theodore to talk about once he gives his takes is if he thinks Belgium, who had their golden generation, if it's over, if the door is slammed shut. They did have a third place finish, I believe, back in 2018. I know they played England in the
third, sounds about right.
Yes. So they finished third in the 2018 World Cup. A lot of people are saying their golden generation's over now. The door is closing. We'll see about that. I think Croatia is going to be first. I think they're going to top the group. I just think that midfield, even though it's old, is probably one of the best, if not the best, out of all the countries in the world. And then I have Belgium coming in second. I don't know where Belgium's going to go really in the knockout stage, but I think Belgium's still just better than Canada and Morocco. Canada, much like the United States, this is a time for a very young team to soak it in, potentially cause some chaos, but to really just gain some experience going forward. So I have Canada third, Morocco fourth.
Yeah, I got. Who do I have? Actually, I forgot who I have, but I think it's Croatia, Belgium. Let me exactly check. I just got to look at my predictions. Oh, sorry, I don't. I have Belgium first, Morocco second. Okay. Here's why. This Croatian team is getting older. They're getting much older. Modric is getting older. Very key pieces on the team are getting older, and they don't really have that young type of a squad. And that's why I see Belgium and Morocco. And my excuse for Morocco will be what Theodore keeps saying. Well, it's the climate, man. So, it's the climate that's going to cause Morocco to win. But I think that Morocco's a dark horse in this World Cup. I think Canada, Raffi, like you were saying, a very young team that still needs some experience. I think Morocco is the same, but I think that Morocco is able to beat out Canada. And they draw with Croatia, and then Croatia, I think the thing is, I think Canada makes a lot of noise in this group, so they might draw Croatia as well, or beat Croatia even, and because of that, I see Morocco winning. Coming second.
This is one of the toughest decisions I have to make. At Mexico, Poland's level, I'm not going to flip a coin for this because I want to have a little more of a logical take. Belgium has more experience. Their golden age, I think, is just about fizzled out, but I really think they might just have this one last run left in the tank, and for that reason, I'm going to pick them over a very good Morocco team.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Let's move on to the second last group, Group G, which is featuring Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. Brazil one of the top teams in South America. The last non-European team to win the World Cup was Brazil back in 2002. I believe that was when France hosted it, but don't quote me on that. I have Brazil winning the group. They're just loaded. They're stacked. I mean, it's so hard to, obviously it's Brazil. And then second and third, I think we know Brazil's first, Cameroon's fourth. It's Switzerland versus the Serbs. I have the Swiss. You can go either way. I'm open to any discussion.
Serbia. I have Serbia. I think Serbia is just a better team. I've talked to other people. They say that Serbia is a better team. I'm going with Serbia second, Brazil first.
Yeah, I'm going to side with Raffi here. I think Switzerland plays really well as a unit. Serbia has some bigger names on the squad, but I like the Swiss to move on here.
See, we don't know what Swiss we're going to get. We're either going to get the Swiss that are just a letdown, or we're going to get the Swiss that beat France in penalties in Euro 2020, which was really done in 2021 because of COVID and da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, Switzerland's like a box of chocolates. You don't really know what you're going to get. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to the final group, Group H. Speaking of last runs, as we were talking about Messi, Ronaldo, this might be his last one as well. Luis Suarez, It might be his last run as well. We have Portugal, Uruguay, Uruguay, Ghana, and South Korea. I like South Korea, but I just think this is Portugal and Uruguay's group. Uruguay, I'm just concerned about injuries right now, but I mean Cavani, that guy, he's won my heart and my acknowledgement after the 2018 World Cup. He's just been amazing. So I had Portugal 1, Uruguay 2.
I got Uruguay 1, Portugal 2. I see, because this Portugal team, they're very good. I mean, I at one point was predicting that they'd go all the way to the final. But I just feel that this Portugal team also sometimes lacks chemistry. Ronaldo's Ronaldo, first off, hasn't been playing that great. If you look at how he's been playing on Man U recently. But I mean, I won't say that Ronaldo won't play good, because it's the World Cup at the end of the day. This is the biggest stage in the world. He will show up. I know he will. But it's just the chemistry on this team. Ronaldo doesn't play often with this Portugal team, I feel like. And it comes every single time we go into the World Cup. It's Messi and Ronaldo. They're playing with their team, and both of them just don't really go that far. Why? Because there's just that chemistry that other teams have. I don't feel like it's 100% there. That's why I got Uruguay 1, Portugal 2.
Interesting.
And so as we've been speaking, I've been kind of writing down all the groups, and I put them into a system that would then match it up. So just to confirm, for Group F, do we want to have Belgium 1, Croatia 2, or Morocco 2?
It's got to be Belgium and Croatia.
All right. Theodore, you want to put Morocco?
I'd go Croatia.
All right, let's put Croatia. Okay, so here's our first match of round of 16. Netherlands, USA.
All right, let's try to breeze through these as quick as possible, because also we're starting to run short. So, yes, we'll start off with USA versus the Netherlands. I have the Netherlands. We can talk a little bit at the end and touch on our expectations with the United States. I have the Netherlands, I just think. Also, I don't appreciate you guys just blowing off my United States winning Group B, but that's okay.
Yeah, first of all, don't blow off the fact that Iran will be the ones playing in this game and not the U.S. Regardless, Netherlands will move on.
Well, either way, if America would then play Ecuador, and I think America would lose to Ecuador either way. But again, I also agree with Netherlands. Now let's go to round 2, Argentina, Denmark. I'm going with Denmark. I know they're the sweeper team. I know it's Messi's last run, but I'm going Denmark here. Rafi, thoughts?
I'm going Argentina. I just think they're such a deep team. If this was 2018, I could potentially buy it, but it's just Argentina, again, as I said numerous times, it's not just Messi now. They have other guys who can step up. So I just think that Argentina, this not manifest destiny, but I just think it's one of their destinies to go really deep and make a deep run this year.
Okay.
No, Argentina will win this game, but I think it could be competitive. Absolutely.
All right. Then I'll just put down that we think Argentina wins. England, Ecuador.
England.
What do you think?
Continue.
I like England.
I'm going Ecuador, but fine.
Qatar will be the one playing this game, not Ecuador, because Qatar.
Okay.
All the advantages, as we already said, it will be England wins.
All right, next one, a bit more competitive. France, Poland. Who do we have winning?
No, sorry. No. Never mind.
No way.
France
versus Poland.
Or Mexico.
Yeah, no. No, Poland.
No. Yeah, there we go.
Poland.
Okay, Spain, Croatia.
Spain.
Spain. I like the Croatian squad, but I also really, really like Spain as well.
All right. Now, the battle of the Portuguese. Brazil or Portugal?
Well,
What do you
wait,
think?
this actually throws a huge wrench into mine. I had Uruguay in this game
Yeah, I did as well.
as the runner-ups.
Good.
However,
Okay.
I still think Uruguay beats Brazil. I think Brazil is in for a classic letdown, and coming at the hands of, a little brother of sorts in their continent would be just absolutely classic.
See, I disagree because we all know Brazil will choke at some point. It's inevitable, just like England. But I have Brazil choking a bit later on, so I have Brazil winning.
All right.
Kind of then moving on. I don't know if this would be exactly it, but Belgium versus Germany in match
Germany,
7.
believe it, golden era, golden generation for Belgium. Slam shut. I was fooled by them in 2020. I was fooled by them in 2018. They don't have my side anymore. We all know the Swiss have better chocolate as well. Germany, believe it. Give me
Okay. Then Uruguay, or Serbia or Switzerland, I think.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little convoluted with all our different picks. Classic.
Yeah.
I think Switzerland can provide a solid fight against either of these teams, but regardless of who they play, I really don't see them winning a knockout stage game.
Okay.
I agree.
Why don't we
I just
jump
want to mention as well, we will have our own World Cup brackets also up on the TikTok channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see three sets of
This is our
TikTok.
Benchwarmer Sports bracket right now. So this is just all of our takes combined into one.
Right. Okay, so then let's just jump into the final because I think our quarterfinals would also be kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
So who do we have in the final?
So my final is Argentina versus Spain. I am very in between. I don't know who I want to take in this matchup. Every day it's a different, do I choose this team? Do I choose the other team? Spain has had so much good success of late. They were the semi-finalists in Euro 2020. They were finalists in the 2021 Nations League. They're in the Final Four right now in the 2023 Nations League. Aside from coaching, I haven't really heard of anything that's made me really sway my opinion. But then again, it's it just might be time for South America to win a World Cup again. They haven't won the World Cup since 2002. You know what? Screw it. Argentina wins the World Cup. Sure. I just think their team, the coaching, Argentina.
So Argentina beats Spain in the final,
yes,
correct?
But you know what? Tomorrow I might wake up and say Spain. So right now, in this current podcast, Argentina.
I got Brazil beating Uruguay in the final. I think we have a South America World Cup. I do have Uruguay going far. So Brazil beats Uruguay. Neymar finally gets to lift up the trophy.
Now, due to the way I picked mine, I actually had that Argentina-Spain matchup coming in the semis. Spain beats that game, moves on, where they take on France in the World Cup finals.
No.
Look, it's been
no way.
Look at France. Yeah.
No way.
We're talking about a different football. You can make good takes here. What are you doing?
See my NFL pick. Look, this French team, off of name value, might be the best there. And look, they're not just names; they can play. There's so much talent here. I feel like in terms of household names, guys, the average casual soccer fan would recognize. No country has more than France does. They they're set up so well for success, but they're not going to be able to get past Spain. I like Spain to win this World Cup. We still don't get a repeat.
Really?
But
I do as well.
I'm going with the South American thing like you guys are.
Yeah, I think it's really toss-up right now. I think we know who the contenders are. Once again, it's just a matter of 2002 was the last time South America has won a World Cup. I just feel like it might just be time, and I just have Brazil. I have Brazil actually losing to Argentina in the
Brazil's going to.
So that's going to.
Oh, guys.
Yes, sir.
One really, really cool nugget from this bracket. We would get an Argentina-Portugal third-place game. I know we usually don't watch the third-place games. That would be a good one for both these guys.
The way my bracket shapes out to a Portugal, there's a route to a Ronaldo versus Messi World Cup, which
my bracket has a Denmark-France rematch in the third place.
Absolutely. So once again, I will say to those watching the podcast, You probably are seeing this on TikTok, but regardless, for those watching the podcast, make sure to check out our TikTok. My World Cup is almost done. I will also post a video just about my bracket.
And I'll post
Damien
mine
and
right
Theodore
after.
will definitely post theirs as well. So if you guys want the separate Benchwarmer Sports bracket, see where we trail off, definitely check out our TikTok, Benchwarmer_sports. Before we close, expectations for the United States of America. I know we've kind of touched upon it. With Senegal going down, if the United States if the United States somehow win their group, which I don't think, for this podcast, I think they will. That would be best case scenario for the United States because I think that they have a good chance to knock off Ecuador or Senegal. That being said, I don't know if that's going to happen. My expectation is make the round of 16, make it to the knockout stage, and then I'm happy with the overall performance.
Yeah, that's the best I see them do. I don't see them really going far. I don't even see America as a dark horse really. Compared to like Denmark or Morocco, I think I'm not very. I was more hyped up about this America team before. I just feel like some of the things I've seen, I'm just not impressed. So
yeah,
it's sad. I'm a true American
This is your
patriot.
2048 president, guys.
Yeah, I just can't see it.
Yeah, look, I just don't feel it this year. I think 2026 will be getting so
they
hyped
have
about
the home
this
soil. They have the weather.
Yeah.
They have the climate.
Guys, just Qatar actually wins.
No, Theodore. When Qatar doesn't go far, let's make a bet. If Qatar finishes 4th, then you have to buy a Qatar soccer jersey.
No, I don't.
And wear on the podcast.
Right, I don't support human rights violations. I won't do that.
Okay. Theodore making sure the college is.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I think that's like a cancelable offense, probably in this day and age. I'm not messing around with that.
That's an interesting way.
No, you guys can come after me all you want if Qatar really.
No, they're not. We will laugh at you when they don't go.
When
they do.
So if you guys want to watch us make fun of Theodore on next week's podcast, be sure to tune in. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, Benchwarmer Sports, as you can see. Also, make sure to follow us on TikTok, Benchwarmer_sports. Again, we're posting our World Cup predictions, so you guys are going to want to see those so you can make fun of Theodore a bit more. Obviously, once again,
y'all are really making me root for Qatar now to win games.
This is the real punishment.
How is this happening?
Anywho, that'll do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our takes. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. Once again, be sure to subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, Benchwarmer Sports. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and we hope that you're not in Qatar because, boy, that place.
Let's go Qatar!
Nah, get out of here. Peace.
Peace, or war, as they would say.